Alright, what up everybody? I'm Random Root and this is my art channel. We haven't decided the language for today, but whatever. Just go with the flow. We'll go with the flow. Check the chat. Chat works. I had a funny time with Let's View. I use Let's View to mirror my iPad screen to my PC, and it just all of a sudden stopped working today. I wanted to stream in the morning and I couldn't. And yeah. So I decided to dig, and just find a new way to just stream and mirror my iPad. A new way that is for free. It was a hell of a day. Alright. Oh yeah, and the end of the story is that by the time I've been through like 7 different options and none of them worked, or they were not for free or whatever, I ended up coming back to Let's View. I checked one more time and it works. It fixed itself. No settings were different, nothing. All of a sudden, it just works. So here we are. Alright. We're listening to God of War. And I'm trying to do draw in your style. I'll draw this in your style. Maybe I can show it to you. Hold on. Yeah, this guy. So we're trying to do this one. It's draw this in your style challenge. It's a bit of a competition, but it's a funky animal. So I thought, why not? Let's just give it a try and see how it ends up. So, thought to catch geckos, but it's nothing really there that I like yet. So we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, I think I will talk about Star Wars because that's something that I can just talk about and it doesn't eat up all my brain power. And I'm trying to figure out this fucking end. It's one of those points, when just not knowing perspective really, really hurts. This hand's supposed to be in perspective somehow, and I just cannot figure it out. And it's painful. Alright, so I've been talking about Endor and been talking about Obi-Wan. So the things that I can still talk, well, we can talk about Solo, but there's not much I can say about Solo because it's just the whole thing is just a shit show. That is just so wrong. That movie was just so wrong in so many ways that I don't know if I ever want to spend time on just broadcasting my ideas over that. It's one of those movies, you know, that created in Hollywood these days when it's ripping from political views. It has nothing to do with the movie anymore. They just sacrifice Solo and Han Solo's character for this. They don't answer anything that was supposed to be answered in the show. Han Solo was a bit like, he was never my favorite. I was always a Boba Fett guy. But you know, Han Solo lost a lot after that movie. Like where his name came from, how he got his ship, how he got his signature gun, how he got all these kind of things. It's just horrific. Like all the answers to these questions are just horrific. Alright, so let's just skip Solo. Just don't talk about it, just act like it didn't exist. We can talk about 7, 8, 9. Wait, it's supposed to be skinnier. Right. So, The Force Awakens. We could talk about The Force Awakens. So, what is it about? How it goes? What are the good points and the bad? Let's just go through the good points because that's a short list, alright? Visuals are great. I mean, it's a Star Wars movie still. J.J. Abrams is not a complete fool when it comes to visuals. Also, like, Industrial Light and Magic. What's the name of that company? Is it that? Now that I said it out loud, it sounds weird. Industrial... oh, shit. Yeah, Industrial Light and Magic. So they know what they do. That's what I'm trying to say. Those no fools. So yeah, the visuals are great. Sound is great. Because how can it not be, right? Oh, Industrial Light and Magic did Rango. That show is fucking weird. It's a great show, but it's absolutely strange. It's just, there are some points where I just, one day I just decided that I want to watch that with my kids, and I just rewatched a couple of scenes from it because I just wanted to make sure that, alright, maybe, you know, they're not going to enjoy it that much. And there was just, so, like, it was the part when they were in the jail, I think, and there were these little sparrows or something like that who hung themselves. Or there was a joke about, like, suicide. And I was like, okay, so that's not a kid's show. Necessarily. Anyway, Rango is a good show. I think there's gonna be a renaissance for that. If it isn't already. It's gonna be one of those movies when someone was just... will find it in the future and they will go like, oh my god, this is just so amazing. Johnny Depp's playing Rango in that, by the way, which explains a lot. Alright, but back to the topic. Force Awakens. So yeah, visuals looking great, concept art looking great. Oh my god, like, I have these books from The Force Awakens and they explain ideas that were left out. And it's like, that was actually a line, that was a plot, I think. Yeah, say it's a plot. There was an idea that they left out where there's a guy in a Darth Vader mask or a Darth Vader costume who's an impersonator and is just going around, and there was a time in a script, yeah, that's the word I was looking for, in the script, where this guy meets Kylo. Can you imagine the confusion there? Like the, oh my god, mad things could have happened there. But we'll never see that. This is fucked up. So anyway, I say this a lot. I rewatched some of my streams, just check the quality and stuff, and I say it a lot. Alright, whatever. You see what's going on there, right? It's not gonna be like, oh my god, like I don't understand this hand. You kinda understand what's going on. I don't give a shit anymore. There should be a cigarette somewhere here, sticking out. Right? Alright, so socks. And Crocs. Socks and Crocs. Socks and Crocs. Yeah, I need a little Gecco needs a little calf muscle. Right. So the thing actually, like, the ideas that they had, and I've seen some designs that they have for new ships and stuff, and all of those were left out. Everything that would have been new is just left out from the show. Everything that is just straight up episode 4 is just in it, like. So these are the good things, you know. The ideas that were not in the show, that's a good thing about Force Awakens. The world building, I would say, is kind of okay in a sense, because you see, so I saw some nice things, you know, around. They continued the stuff where stormtroopers can get dirty. That's cool, because, you know, they have white armors for whatever reason, and that's just getting dirty. The first time they did it, it was in Rogue One, and now they continue, so that's a good thing. Sound is okay, visuals okay, that's it. So let's start with the things that are just not right. First of all, JJ did an absolute, like, safe play with this whole movie. There was not one single thing in this movie that was remotely like challenging, or I don't know, original. Everything in this movie is a ripoff from the original, from the OT, the original trilogy. Every single thing. They did so many things that just, everything is just a regurgitation of the OT, which is a shame. It's a shame, and I understand why they did it. You know, it's a safe play, first of all. Second of all, you know, it's just there's this narrative where they have to introduce Star Wars to a new generation, because there haven't been a Star Wars movie out there for so long that they have to just reintroduce the whole thing. And how better, you know, to reintroduce something than just have a, well, it's not a soft reboot, it's just they just did episode 4 again with some extras. Alright, so I don't know, if I just get down to the story, I think it would just take up way longer than an hour. Yo, by the way, if you want to have like a long ass critique of these Star Wars movies. He has a channel called Molar. Go and check that one out. He's just having 6-hour reviews of 2-hour movies. That's what he's doing. So it's scene by scene, frame by frame. It's actually interesting, you know. You can just put it in the background, just listen to the guys talking, and you know, it's cool stuff. I'll leave the link in the description if I don't forget it. I don't know, that's kind of a Gecco, I guess. I'm not quite sure what's going on here, because some of this is smoke and some of this is the tail of the Gecco. And here's the tail. Here's the tail. And how does it go then? I think that's tail too. It goes all the way here. So when it's in front, like the smoke is in front of it, right? So we won't see these parts. We could just mask it out though. So it will be a non-destructive adjustment or edit. Was it a non-destructive edit? I don't know. There's a special name for masking. What category it fits in. Is it understandable now what's going on there? Not really. Whatevs. Kinda okay. Yeah, there's a couple of lines missing from me, right? Indicating that there's an arm here somewhere. See how nice I am? Turn the mic down when I'm coughing. You will not hear me die. So yeah, first bad thing is overall is that it's not a challenging movie for anybody to watch. It's a very like a super safe play. To the point where it's just super boring, you know. It's just very boring. And there's even a title crawl when we just jump into a world where we have no idea how we ended up here. And there's no explanation. And why is there not? And I understand, you know, episode 4 started like this too. We're just in the middle of a situation and this is what you have to take it on face value and that's it. But, I mean, we built a 5, 6 on top of that, but then we kind of explained how we got there in the prequels, right? And now we have episode 7 where 6 ended up, you know, the Empire's got shit in the face, Emperor's dead, that star's blown up, Vader's out of the picture, they have no leader, even though, you know, they have the military advantage, but still they have no leader. And now 7 starts out like, alright, there's a new space Nazi like gang ruling the galaxy. How? What happened to the New Republic? What happened to the New Republic? I thought we won. Right? So what is going on? There's nobody's talking about that. But fine. Okay. Let's just state that, you know. And also, Luke is still alive. And Luke is a human. So it's not that much later. Right? It's like what is the difference? Like how many years passed since the Battle of Endor? Like 10, 15, 20 tops? Well, Luke is, yeah, let's just say 50 years passed, which is just crazy because that would mean like Luke was 20 in episode 6 and now he's 70, which is not the case. But okay, let's just assume that. Even if 50 years passed, like in 50 years, like the New Republic was born, failed, the First Order like started, they built up, and they just took over. That this whole thing happened though. Well, yeah, I mean 50 years is a lot. I don't know. There's just no explanation, you know. This is what it is. Crazy, but okay. And yeah, we start out. We pull Dameron talking to what's the name of the old guy? Damn, he has a funny name though. I'm not gonna look it up. I don't care. Getting killed. Who the fuck cares? So they are talking and they have these mystery of Luke's map. That is a whole mystery, you know. Like that is like what is going on there? Luke got away. We don't know why. He just got away and he left like some pieces of maps behind so that people can look for him when they really need him, kind of. Why don't you take a fucking phone with you, you dummy? So Leia can call you when she's in trouble. I don't know. So he leaves these pieces of pieces of map, yeah, behind. And so people now looking for that because apparently, you know, they're in great need of Luke Skywalker. But he's nowhere to be found. Poor Mark Hamill. I almost remember the name of the guy, the name of the, yeah, the old guy. Stickan Vatu. He has 3 names, I think. One of those. I have to look it up. I cannot live like that. God damn it. Lord Santeca. There you go. That's the guy. Yeah. He's talking to that guy. He gets the piece of the map. And then, you know, all of a sudden, there are these ships, deploy ships. So they arrive and they kill everybody there. I mean, so we have Kylo, and then we have this. That was actually, I kind of like that one. When they had Poe built up like this, when he first faces Kylo, and then he goes like, so who starts? You talk, you start talk, I start talking. Who starts? That was funny. That was the, you know, it showed that he's been in these kind of situations before and he's not. Hold on, am I a dummy? Oh, whatever. So that he's not afraid, which is cool. It's cool. I like that one. But then, you know, so we got introduced to Kylo's character as if he is this ruthless leader, which is like a lot like it goes back to Vader, you know, because when we first meet him, he just boards the ship, and I think he kills someone in the first few minutes. Right? One of the rebels saying like, where are the plans? And then I think he just kills the guy and just tosses over. Which is rude, to say the least. It is not. It is not a nice thing to do to someone in a Monday morning. To just rudely toss over its corpse. If my boss was doing that to me, I think I would quit. Posthumous quit. Anyway. So we'd introduced to Kylo like he's this ruthless killing machine. Then we get to know Finn a little bit throughout the mask and how he's just freaking out. Now the whole Finn character is just falling apart as we move along. As we move along the movie. Because, you know, here we think that this is a stormtrooper on his first mission. That's why he's freaking out. That's what we can see. Like, we have a close-up even on the deploy ship. And you can feel that he's nervous. But also like he just sees one of his friends, you know, getting shot and bloody and all that, and it's just freaking out. Now later on, we learn about this character that he was a janitor. He's a janitor. What the fuck is he doing there with a gun? Also, that was one of these videos when it pointed out that why does the light blink in the deploy ship? Who the fuck is not fixing that? It's a good point. I never thought about that before. Fix the light, guys. What is going on? And I understand, you know, like they wanted to have these Normandy feeling, like it's just shaky cam, and before the big battle, you know, something has to be going on. But you know, why is the light blinking? Anyway, I don't know if I like this Gecko enough. It's better than the others though. Yeah, we're not gonna go with this. This one's messed up, but yeah. It doesn't have a tail though yet. Let's just start something from scratch. Maybe we can hit something nicer. Oopsies. What does it look like? Hold on. It looks like it's pixely. Why? Image res. Yeah, it's the usual. I don't know. Alright. Alright, so Finn is actually a janitor, and this was his first mission. Which makes less and less sense as we move along. Because then we figure out, you know, that he used to clean, or like he knows a lot about the Death Star. Yeah, well, I mean it is a Death Star. So he knows a lot about Starkiller base because he was responsible for cleaning the certain parts that they need to get in. Then he knows a lot about the fucking like the tracker that they use on Snoke's ship because he was like cleaning that too. So it's like, what kind of a janitor you are, man? Like, you were just creme de la creme of the janitors, you know? Like, they just gave you the best places to clean. Like, the most dangerous, most secretive places. Like, what the hell is going on? How does he know about all this? But anyway. Yeah, also, you know, he's not supposed to know how to fly. And in the first movie, he doesn't know how to fly. That's why he needs a pilot to get him out of there. But then, I think in episode 9, he flies, no problem. There is a part later on in the movie when he's the one piloting the Falcon. Like, we never seen a part, you know, when he learned how to pilot or anything like that. He just knows now, which is fine. Because if you're a movie, why would you show the characters developing, right? Anyway, then we have Rey. Rey Skywalker, as she's called by the end. Which again is just stupid. But that's a story for episode 9. But then we meet Rey, and what we know about Rey is that she got left on Jakku while she was very little. She never seen, or she doesn't remember places that have water and greens and stuff. She's a scavenger. That's what she was throughout her whole life. She's stuffed because she survived alone against all odds. She has this kind of guy, you know, that is kind of taking care of her, but not really. So I guess, you know, the level of taking care is that he won't let her die. Like, that's it. But I don't remember the name, the fudge face guy that's portion a lot of times. Portion. And yeah. What I kind of like, you know, is that she's just messing around in those fallen Star Destroyers. Like, that is cool. I always like, you know, when you can see the history on planets. Like, Mad Max was one of my favorite kind of movies based on this. Because George Miller, I think I talked about this before in one of the streams before. But there is a part in Mad Max Fury Road when they are just going through different lands. And you can see, like, even if you see the land for like 2 seconds, like literally, I don't think there's a land when people are going on these sticks, they're walking around the sticks, and it's everywhere is muddy and swampy and all this kind of stuff. And you can feel that there's a background story for that. Because it's so dense, like you see it for a fracture of like a minute. Fracture of a minute, I don't think it means. So you see it for a couple of seconds. But you know, that it's so dense that you could tell that it was well thought through. So I like these kind of things. And yeah, well, Fallen Star Destroyers is the like nice touch. It shows that things happened before. Shit went down. That's good. So she meets BB. I don't hate BB-8. I don't think that's the worst part. I understand like he's a new cute droid and stuff, and he's very powerful. But I like even R2 was very powerful. That's on the stupidity level. It's just, well, it's not my favorite part. These, because you know it just makes whenever R2 just, I think it was, what was it, Revenge starts when they get when they kill Dooku, right? What was it? I think it was Ep3, right? Anyway, so when R2 is just shitting on these, I think it was a B1 super battle droid and a B2, and they just go like, what are you doing here? And then it's just spilling oil all over, and then just like lights them up. It's just like the B2 battle droid after that, and the B1s, the super battle droids, they're not that scary anymore. Because if R2 can handle them, then probably a Jedi can, you know? They're not that scary anymore. But that's kind of like the problem, my problem with these kind of things is that, like, I'm supposed to be afraid of this. Like, R2 took care of these guys. And you're gonna tell me, like, I'm supposed to be scared that they're gonna kill Anakin? I mean, all right, that is evil. That's good. Evil is good. Evil Gecco. That's the other eye there. Little lizards. Little dragons. Oh yeah, maybe we can just do a floating cigarette. So we can put the hands away, just like we have it in the original one. That's actually not a bad idea. Alright, although it has a little bit of a frog face. Ready, frog face. Yeah, so the AT-ATs and the Star Destroyers and everything that is on Jakku, that's a cool touch. I like that one. Yeah, and she's just from the point that we meet her all the way to the end of App 9, she's not making like one bad decision. Anything that would just, if she's doing something wrong, like blowing up a ship with force lightning, that is a wrong, kinda. We have it as an accident. We see it as an accident in the movie. It's not her making a bad decision. See, when Luke made a bad decision, Yoda told him, like, if you go and try to save your friends now, you're gonna get messed up, bruh. Because you need to finish your training. And he went, and they had a duel with Vader. And Vader was just toying around, you know, he didn't really want to kill him or anything. He just slapped him in the face with a couple of things, you know, like the AC unit from the wall. And shit. Table. Chairs and stuff. But he never really wanted to kill Luke. and then he's losing a hand, and basically, you know, he kills himself because that's what he had in his mind. I don't think it was ever the plan, like, oh, I just jump off here, you know, and then I will get saved later on. Nah, he just went, all right, fuck that, I'm out. So yeah, that sounds like, you know, a consequence to a decision that the little green goblin told you, like, you shouldn't go there, and you went, and now you have no hand. You basically are suicidal now, and you have a new daddy, which you don't like that much. But it's pretty obvious that you're not as strong as Vader. So that was what happened when Luke made a bad decision. And yeah, Rey is never really making these bad decisions. I mean, it's not this episode, but she's fucking beating Luke Skywalker in a duel. Like, a lot of people don't know, you know, how strong was Jedi Master Luke Skywalker was supposed to be. Like, he was supposed to be like super extra strong, like very strong. And Rey, after, you know, just hitting fucking rocks with her sword and fucking around for like 2 weeks, she just beats him. No problem. But it's not in this episode, so let's get back to the topic. So we meet Rey. And she meets BB. Then they just get around, and then she attacks a stranger because the droid that she just met told her that the stranger has a familiar jacket. Hold on. These. Oh my god, it's right there. Hey. Alright, it's gone. Yeah. So she attacks Finn. By the way, if Finn just survived a crash. Well, not only Finn survived, you know. Fucking Poe Dameron survived too. Oh, and later on, you know, we just get this explanation, like, I was looking around, we crash landed. We got shot, we crashed. I was looking around and you were nowhere to be found. Jakku is a fucking desert. They just crash landed in the middle of the desert. And Finn barely survived. And he started to move right away. Like, they crash landed and he started to move right away. And he made it by the skin of his teeth. He was just almost died of thirst. Now imagine if Poe just crash lands there in the same way, 100-meter away, behind a sand dune, and he crash lands, is looking around, and there's no one to be found. He also says something like, it was night when I woke up, or something like that. That indicates, you know, that he was out there in the desert at night. Now, I don't know much about deserts, but I know it's fucking cold there at night. Maybe Gecco's different, but you know, who cares? Nothing is explained like that, but fine. So, to my understanding, Poe should be fucking dead. Yeah, oh yeah. Little background story to this one. You can look that up. What's the name of the guy? So the character of Poe. What's his name? What is it? Oscar Isaac. Yeah, Oscar Isaac. He started to read his part, and he figured out very soon, like, when they got shot from the sky, he dies there. That was the original script. And then he just went to JJ, and he said, and I'm not kidding, you can find this in interviews. He said that, dude, I kind of died in my last few movies, in the first few scenes, and I don't want to die here. Is there any way we can write this so I stay in? So I just stay alive. And JJ was like, sure. So not only he stays alive, but he's one of the main characters later on. So I don't know if you feel that there's a difference between Dad in the third scene, or Dad in the first movie's first act, the beginning of the first act, and between main character throughout the whole trilogy. I feel there's a difference there. So my question is, how strong of an idea you had of your script when you started to shoot the movie, when these kind of changes can happen? Because I would say you had jack shit when you started, even The Force Awakens, which is insane. Like, how everybody's criticizing that, and they're absolutely right. Like, how can you start to shoot a trilogy without having the trilogy laid out? You don't have a starting point. You don't have a, like, okay, some parts of the journey can miss. You can be like that. We can put it in there throughout the way, but you know, to have a beginning and an end point and some pillars throughout the way, like, how can you start to shoot a trilogy without that? Who's doing that? And not only, like, this is Star Wars, okay? We have, the minute they started to shoot episode 4, they had the prequels done. Like, the script was there for 6 episodes. They did 4, 5, 6, and they went back and did 1, 2, 3. But this, they were just like, all right, we waited enough. We bought Star Wars. We're fucking Disney. Now let's just start to shoot. And then they just went haywire with this. It's crazy. This is madness. This is Disney. Fucking crazy. Jar Jar Abrams. Oh lordy lord. Anyway. Sorry. Where are we? Yeah, anyway, they just find they find the Falcon, of course. I think that was an okay joke when they just start to run towards the ship, and she's like, okay, that would do it, and then they just blow up the ship, and then right next to them is like, oh my god, not this shit, and that is just, that's junk. It's the Falcon. It was an okay joke. She should not be able to pilot the Falcon, and Finn should not be able to just use the guns this like that Also, you know, like they are going against Thai pilots. They're going against trained pilots. What the hell is going on there? How am I supposed to feel like the First Order is something scary if their pilots are so incompetent that they cannot shoot something that is this big as the fucking Falcon, that is piloted by one of the, like a girl who never piloted anything before, but she's pulling off crazy maneuvers and all these shit is just, it's insane. But okay, they get away, sure. Then they get tractor beamed and they got just, or maybe they meet Han. Yeah, they meet Han and Chewie. And then the pirates come, and then we have the great scene with the what is that called? Rothar. Yeah, the Rothars. The tentacle creatures. 10 points for everybody who knew the name Rothar. Yeah, and even then, you know, Rey is just going under the floor, and she's just pulling all the wires and stuff, and the perfect things come out from from that, you know, pulling the wires. Of course, she's not messing it up. She's just doing the right thing because, you know, why not? Because she's just perfect. Also, there are these, you know, small details when the Rothars are eating everybody instantly except Finn. One of the Rothars just picks Finn up and it decides to just go away with it. But before that, it ate everybody else. But okay, you know, plot armor, of course. And then whole thing done and they get away. And then I think we have the part where Rey just fixes something on the Falcon that was broken, and Han could not fix it. Which again is fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. Because, you know, and there could have been parts. This could easily be justified. Let's say that this Junkrat, you know, who had the Falcon for so many years, they had this kind of relation with Rey that every now and then, you know, Rey can work on this ship. Because it's just in the backyard. And they just gather parts and Rey is working on that ship. So she knows the ship. That would have explained how she could fly it. That would have explained how she knows these kind of things, you know, when they are just unpacking the compressor. All these kind of stuff. It would have explained a lot, but we didn't see that. So there's no way we can just... This is not told. It's not shown. Anyway. So Rey just knows the Falcon better than Han himself. Sure. Or Chewie, by the way. Then they land on this path. They just go to Takodana to meet Maz Kanata. And then, you know, that's a nice moment, actually. Give credit where credit is due. There's a nice moment when they land, and Rey actually says it out loud, like, oh my god, I've never seen this much green in my life. Which is a nice touch. because then you just get closer. Like, this is one of those moments when you just get close to the character. It's one of those small details that you go like, oh my god, yeah, like she actually grew up on a fucking desert planet, so she doesn't know. But of course, later on, not to jump that much in time, but later on she knows how to swim, which is impossible, but okay. Sure. So they go to Takodana. Yeah, there's not enough character in his face. He's a fucking lizard, man. No, it's not like that. So yeah, they meet Mas Kanata. That is, you know, that part is ridiculous too, because then when they get closer, she's talking about how, oh my god, the First Order can have spies everywhere, but as soon as they step in, she just starts to shout, Han Solo. That's how she starts, which makes, again, no sense. Like, what are you doing, Maz? Like, shouting his full name. What? Why? Why? Anyway. Yeah, they have that talk. And then Finn was supposed to go to the Outer Rim. And Rey just get called by Luke's saber. And another one of those sentences, you know, when they actually ask her, like, how did you get this? And then she says, well, that's a good story for another time. Which, again, is fucking crazy. Like, you don't think that's important? JJ, you never thought that was important to show how Maz got Luke's saber. Like a lightsaber that is a sacred weapon of the Jedi. And not only he's not with his saber, but you got it somehow. Why couldn't you just say that, you know, he left it here with me, or he left it with Leia, and Leia just didn't want it to have it with her, so they just left it here, or like 1,000 other reasons, whatever the reason, you know, you could have just come up with something, just fill it up. Like, you already wrote the line, it's a good story for another time. You just take that time and just write something there, a short explanation. Even if you go just like, ask Leia about it, ask Leia when you meet her, that would have been better, because then, you know, you have a chance that there can be a dialogue later on when Leia and Rey, or Leia and Solo, just talk it out. Han, yeah. But no, it's a good story for another time. So the First Order comes, and they just lay waste in the whole fucking Takodana hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. And crazy stuff starts to happen, you know. First of all, Poe is back. Black X-Wing, cool. Liked it. I like that one that he has a flagship. The new wings of the X-Wings, I like that too, but you know, it's just such a minor change. It's very boring, but you know, at that point, there was a new Star Wars movie out, so everybody was super hyped about the whole shit. So yeah, that was cool. And then we have these stupid things, you know. Han is picking up Chewie's bowcaster and he shoots it, and then he's like, oh my god, I didn't know that this was this strong or this powerful. Like, seriously, you want me to believe that Han is like 60 something years old? They've been together for 40 years now. He never picked up the bowcaster, and they never got into a situation where he just had to pick it up and shoot it. Never. In 40 years as a fucking, what is that? Not gambler. What is it called? Jesus Christ. What is that called? Smuggler. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm just 40 years of smuggling, and you never got into a situation when you had to use your partner's gun. Okay. Alright. Sure. Then there's the other situation when there's the stormtrooper, the first order stormtrooper, and he just finds Finn and he throws his gun because he want to fight him hand to hand or just melee weapon style. Why? Why? Shoot that guy and go on with your life. What is going on? Then Finn picks up a lightsaber and he knows how to use a lightsaber. Why? How? You should have no idea. Oh, I forgot. There's a beautiful part when, I don't know, where there's a dialogue when they talk about how the Jedi and everything, Han is telling them, like, the Jedi and the Force, all of that is true. Because they thought it was just legend. And now they go like, all of that is true. How is Finn surprised by this? When 5 minutes prior to that, he watched fucking Kylo Ren throws a blaster shot mid-air. He saw his lightsaber as he's wielding it around. And like 15 minutes later in the same movie, he's surprised that the Jedi and the Force and all these are true. Also, short reminder, this is like, what, 20 years after the Battle of Endor? People should not forget these things in 20 years. It's not even like 2-3 generations away. It didn't happen that long ago. How are people don't remember, you know, like Han and Chewie and Leia and Luke, they're supposed to be galactic superheroes, you know, who defeated the Empire. Instead of that, you know, they like Han Solo, the general. No, Han Solo, the smuggler. What the fuck? Ugh. Anyway, I have a stuffy nose, getting cold in here, and I need to pee. So I go now. We also passed an hour. I'm not really going again. I don't like this gecko. Not even a gecko, it's just a nothing. This could be anything. I can turn this into a dog in like 2 minutes. Anyway. If you joined, thanks for joining in. Like and subscribe if you want to hear me more ranting. And yeah. Have fun, take care, be nice to your neighbor. Every now and then, hug a tree. And peace out. Cha-ching.